Following the success of Link's Awakening and Link's Awakening DX on the Game Boy, Nintendo wanted another portable Zelda adventure, and they decided to outsource to Capcom to make two more Zelda adventures, which were Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons for the Game Boy Color. Oracle of Ages would end up being more about time travel, and Seasons would end up being more about the change of seasons. The twin game system is very similar to that of the Pokemon games, where Nintendo would release two games and buying both would unlock more on the game. But, unlike Pokemon, they had two different stories and can be played in any order and continue on the next game. The Oracle games did not follow the trend of the CDI games and were actually very good. Fans and critics praised the game, in some cases even more than Link's Awakening. The two games would eventually sell over 8 million copies combined. At Space World 2000, Nintendo showed the world a tech demo for their new game system, the GameCube, and what a Zelda game on the GameCube would look like. Fans were amazed at the quick demo of a fight between Link and Ganondorf, and they could not wait for a new realistic 3D Zelda game to come. What fans got, though, was never expected. The Wind Waker is eventually shown, and people got a look at the cel-shaded cartoony graphics that was introduced to the series. Fans of the darker Ocarina and Majora's were very upset at the change, where A Link to the Past fans were mostly happy at the change. One thing was for sure, this was definitely a new Zelda experience. Graphics weren't the only thing different. Hyrule was swallowed up by a vast ocean. No matter what, Wind Waker was still Zelda, and it still felt like Zelda with its gameplay and puzzles. The game was released with Master Quest, a remixed version of Ocarina, as a bonus. Despite everything, Wind Waker only ended up selling a bit over 2 million copies, but still managed to get very solid reviews from critics. Speaking of cartoon Zelda games, do you remember when I talked about the GBA port of A Link to the Past? Well, that cartridge featured a game called Four Swords, the first multiplayer Zelda outing. To follow that, Nintendo released Four Swords Adventures for the GameCube. Four Swords ended up with good reviews and a faithful following. Join us next part while we talk about the new adventures of the handheld Minish Cap and Twilight Princess.